Welcome back to the channel, Crypto Trend Trader, with a quick update on Bitcoin. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you it's not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. These markets are extremely volatile, so please do your own research and trade responsibly. Alright, so here we got our Bitcoin chart. I'm on the 4 hour. We're looking at Bitstamp. And as you can see, we were initially in the green parabolic slope line. We lost that, broke down, came up, tested it, and then we formed our blue parabolic slope line, which offered us multiple buying opportunities, and then finally we lost that when we ran into the top wedge line from our distribution pattern from way back when. And now here we are cruising along it, and normally the more times you test a resistance or the more times you test a support, the more likely you are to break through it. Now in this case, I'm not necessarily bullish, but that is important to keep in mind here. But we could potentially just keep getting swatted down by this, and then eventually, we'll break it. But it looks like what's happening now is we're essentially looking to come down here and retrace this wave. So if you count the previous wave from the swing right here at like whatever, 5650 or whatever it was, 5700, all right, and then you take that to the top up here, and then we take the retracement off that. What happened is we came down. As soon as we hit the 236, we confirmed now, as soon as we touch that 236, that we're going to retrace this wave. So we came down immediately to the 382, cruised around, put in a higher low off of that previous low, and then got the push back up, and we retested the top of the wedge pattern that we have been forming, and we got like basically what it worked out to was a fake out breakout, and then a retest, and then a failure, and then rejection. So we basically tried to break out. We got out of this little distribution action right here, and then it failed and came back down. So now here we are pinned back in here, and it looked like we were about to get the breakout again. That failed, and then as soon as it came down there, it came down now to the 0.5. So the first time we tested 382, and we came back up 1 fib level and some change, retested the breakdown, and then we came back down 2 levels, so 236 to the 382 to the 0.5. So 2 more levels, touched it perfectly with a wick, came up. We put in a little bit higher swing on the micro time frame, and that confirmed to the market that we're going to continue up here. And then we got the move back up, retested the breakdown and the 236, so it was a 2 fib level bounce. And now what I would expect to happen after you come down at the 0.5 is, if we can't make it back up higher than that previous swing, we're going to come down now to the 618. So my next target is going to be that 6310 to the downside. And then once we come down to the 6310, we're essentially coming down here and potentially retesting now our third parabolic trend line. So we had the green parabolic trend line, broke that, retested it and failed, and then we formed our blue parabolic trend line, bounced on that multiple times, broke through, and then couldn't get back up to it. Now potentially what we could do here though, if we're talking about targets to the downside, let's talk about targets to the upside. We break through off of this, and we come up here and we tag this at like the 7800 level. Put in a new high for this entire wave, take out all the shorts, and then we could potentially retrace this entire thing and then go back to the downside. And if we did that, that would bring us up exactly to, I gotta go to a different time frame. That's gonna bring us up to finally get to the 618 of the big picture, okay, of the cards. It's very likely we're this close to just fulfilling that 618 that we'll get it. Okay, now assuming we don't and we stay inside this channel here, we're going to come back down to the micro 618, and then eventually we can retest one of these other fib levels and try to make like a swing off of the heart line of that channel if we fall back into it. But right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to find support on the top of that channel and stay outside of it. And if we can stay outside of it long enough, we'll break through this resistance, and then we can get that move to the upside. Going to the downside, we got a retracement back to the upside off of that dump. We consolidated, and then I would expect us to consolidate distribution to take place, and then we would continue our dump. Now we don't necessarily have to put in a new swing low down to like 4,000, but we could essentially like go down double bottom. We could put in a higher swing low. Anything could happen at this point in time, but it's most important to just keep in mind these specific zones that we're inside of here. But at this point in time, at any time, the trend could top out, but it could just as easily get that last push back up to like that 7800. Like I said, take out a ton of shorts, retest the breakdown from the blue parabolic trend line, and then we can get our move down to the yellow, or alternatively, you know, that was our test and it was just super weak. We couldn't get above the red to retest the blue, and now here we're going to head down to the yellow. So, and it's possible we come down to the yellow first and then we come back up to the blue. So, but it's important that we have those areas in mind, keep our eye on them, and yeah, that's pretty much all we got going on for now. The traditional markets are, you know, once again staying like irrationally bullish, but I just feel like at any point in time, we're just waiting for like another, you know, pin to just burst the bubble once again. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong, and you know, we just head back up to higher highs, and you know, just pretend like none of this ever happened. So, but there you have it, guys. Crypto Trend Trader, and I'm out of here.